The final press conference for Gervonta Davis's forthcoming fight against Roach was supposed to be a regular pre-fight event, complete with face-offs, trash talk, and last-minute hype to generate excitement. Instead, it devolved into an unexpectedly raucous scene. The instant Floyd Mayweather stormed into the room, the entire mood changed, plunging the event into complete chaos. Floyd's attendance was unplanned, but when he arrived, things quickly turned ugly. His spectacular arrival signaled the start of a new chapter in his troubled relationship with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Floyd Mayweather and Tank Davis have had a strained relationship for years. While Floyd has been a mentor to Tank, their relationship has not been without issues. Floyd was furious with Tank's decision to fight Roach rather than a more well-known opponent such as Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or Teofimo Lopez. Floyd has openly chastised Tank for taking on a battle that he considers beneath him. He believes Tank should fight at a higher level, against top contenders who can better test his abilities. Floyd's contempt for the bout was evident from the moment it was announced, as he openly mocked it, calling it a joke and a waste of Tank's potential. But Floyd's disagreements with Tank extend beyond the fight choice. Tank has become more vocal regarding Floyd's personal and professional choices during the last year. Floyd's arrest in Dubai, legal issues, and tarnished reputation in the boxing world have made him more defensive and confrontational in recent months. Tank has taken advantage of this by firing rounds at Floyd, exacerbating their already volatile relationship. When Floyd felt disrespected by Tank, he was not going to remain silent. Floyd Mayweather made it plain throughout the press conference that he was not there to merely discuss the fight. His concentration was on Tank, and their rivalry gradually overshadowed the main event. When Floyd entered the room, he completely ignored Roach and went straight to Tank. Floyd erupted in anger, calling Tank disrespectful and ungrateful. Tank, never one to back down, rose from his seat and approached Floyd. This resulted in a heated exchange that swiftly escalated, with security coming in to separate the two. Meanwhile, Roach stood off to the side, barely registering in the midst of the pandemonium as the focus shifted entirely to Floyd and Tank's increasing feud. Floyd and Tank's relationship has always been toxic, characterized by continual friction and contradictions. Floyd took Tank under his wing, developing him into a star and giving him a platform through Mayweather Promotions. However, as Tank's career advanced, he began to believe that Floyd had too much influence over his judgments. The friction between the two intensified as Tank began to feel stifled by Floyd's influence and began looking for ways to assert his own independence in the sport. The mentoring dynamic changed considerably over time. Tank began to make it apparent that he wanted to escape Floyd's shadow and take control of his own career. Floyd's attempts to minimize Tank's success, particularly as Tank began to outperform him, increased Tank's determination to go his own way. Tank's exit from Mayweather Promotions was a clear indicator that he no longer wanted to be under Floyd's thumb, and their relationship deteriorated from there. What began as a mentor-protege relationship quickly escalated into a fierce rivalry. Floyd, who had considered Tank as a potential successor, was now resentful at Tank's decision to leave Mayweather Promotions. Tank, on the other hand, became dissatisfied with Floyd's dominating behavior. Floyd began to take every chance to remind Tank of his status, even as Tank improved his fighting skills. The tension was apparent, and it only grew as Tank publicly rejected Floyd's influence on his career. Rumors of a hidden affair between Tank and Floyd's daughter fueled the fire, making it one of the more contentious issues. The rumors surrounding the purported romance shook the boxing fraternity, and Floyd took it personally. Tank soon broke his silence on the subject, confirming that Floyd had propagated the accusations in an attempt to harm his career. Floyd, according to Tank, was attempting to sabotage him by leveraging his personal information against him. This revelation not only harmed their relationship, but also strengthened Tank's decision to separate from Floyd. Tank made it plain that he no longer needed Floyd in his corner, and his yearning for independence became stronger with time. The public conflict between the two was impossible to ignore, and their interactions became increasingly tense. Tank, on the one side, was establishing his fighter autonomy, but Floyd was attempting to reclaim his former control over Tank's professional career. Tank had proven himself in the ring, and he no longer wanted to be associated with Floyd's brand. Tank's career proceeded, as he continued to endure criticism for his battle decisions. Many believed that Tank, with his natural skill and explosive power, should be facing the biggest names in boxing, rather than opponents like Roach, whom he had previously defeated. The fact that Tank chose Roach for one of his final battles before retiring fueled the criticism. Many viewed his decision to fight Roach, who had previously battled Tank, as a mismatch. Fans had hoped for more exciting and intense bouts, but Tank's decision raised questions about his dedication to the sport. Tank has made it obvious that he intends to retire after 2025, putting an end to his boxing career. His announcement has only stoked suspicion about his motivations and boxing enthusiasm. Many are wondering if Tank still has the desire to compete at the highest level, given that his retirement plans are already set in stone. Tank's decision to fight Lamont Roach rather than top-tier opponents reinforced the impression that he is no longer motivated in pushing himself in the sport. Fans, particularly those who expected him to fight Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, were upset by his choice of opponent. Lamont Roach, on the other hand, has a different approach to the battle. He sees it as the most important moment of his career, and he's desperate to prove that he can defeat Tank, despite their past. Roach has met Tank twice as an amateur, and Tank has won both times. However, Roach is confident that this time will be different. He considers himself a more seasoned and skilled fighter, and he's worked harder than ever to prove himself to Tank in the ring. Roach's confidence stems from his notion that he has the weapons to defeat Tank. He has studied their previous clashes and believes he understands Tank's rhythm, speed, and style inside and out. Roach has also spent time in camp with Tank, giving him a distinct advantage in recognizing his strengths and weaknesses. Even while Roach is confident, he understands that Tank's power and explosiveness will be a significant obstacle. Roach is determined to use his skills to counteract Tank's raw power, but defeating him will require more than just strategy. Despite Roach's confidence, the bulk of the boxing world does not see him as a serious contender. Tank is regarded as a powerhouse, having unrivaled explosiveness and knockout power. Legends such as Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, and Oscar de la Hoya have already written off Roach, believing that Tank's experience and strength will eventually overcome him. However, others believe that Roach's underappreciated abilities could cause Tank more trouble than people realize. While many consider this a mismatch, some are hoping for an upset, especially given the tension and drama surrounding Tank's career. Tank has established himself as one of the world's most brilliant fighters, but there are still issues about his drive. His comments about wishing to retire early, as well as his decreasing love for the sport, have led some to question whether he still has the same hunger for winning that propelled him to fame. Tank's mind may not be entirely concentrated, allowing Roach to pull off the impossible and anger Tank. However, most fans believe Tank's strength, experience, and talent will be too much for Roach to handle. The fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach is more than simply a title defense. It's a battle between Tank and his detractors, his past, and the weight of expectations surrounding his retirement. The personal hatred between Tank and Floyd, as well as Tank's desire for boxing independence, has made this match a spectacle in and of itself. It's not only about the belts, it's about Tank's legacy, his future, and if he can maintain his dominance before retiring from the sport. This bout may be simply another chapter in Tank's career, but it is fraught with drama and suspense, and it could have long-term ramifications for his boxing career.